Hello everybody. So I thought I would do a drill with me, whatever you want to call them. So I am finishing my owl project today. I have a week before I go back to work, and I would really like to be able to hang this in my classroom next week. But to do that, I need to get this small section here finished, and I need to get it framed. And I have the frame. I know what I'm going to do there, but I haven't done the last two sections, and I haven't even worked on it. So I thought, let's do a little motivation, and let's do it on camera. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hopefully finish this little owl's face. So I hope everybody has been having a wonderful summer. I can't believe it is almost over. For me, anyway. So, like I said, I go back to work on Monday. And I actually go in tomorrow for freshman orientation. Which shall be interesting. From what I understand, they're just going to have us talk a little bit about the rules and the importance of getting good grades and science, which is crazy at this point that we're still having to explain why science is important. I mean, it was important when I was a kid. It's only gotten more important. But yeah, so we're going to do that, and I'm going to make, because I have to drive so far to get to Decatur, which is where I teach, I am going to yeah, you can tell it's early in the morning. So I'm just going to make a day of it, and I'm going to go in early, and I will work on my classroom a little bit. I need to make some copies and put together folders and all that good jazz. I had originally thought about going in every day this week, but kind of the realization set in that this is really it is my last week of vacation, and I should probably try and enjoy it before going back to work and all the stress that is being a teacher. So, and it's always nice when I can feel like I'm being productive, because this project is for my classroom and craft at the same time. It is, well, it's basically a twofer. So I enjoy that. I'm ready to get back to work. I enjoy what I do. But I also know that taking time for myself is super important so that I don't burn out. So And the first couple of weeks of school are incredibly busy and stressful. So, yeah, take the time while you can. All right. So I don't typically use this key very often. It's a little hard to read for me. So I use the inventory sheet to figure out my next color. And as far as the pen I'm using, I just took a pen I had gotten and changed out the insides for a more ergonomic grip because I already have carpal tunnel. I don't need to make it worse. It's not very bad to begin with, but I don't need it to get bad. So I try. I have purchased ergonomic crochet hooks, and my knitting doesn't seem to bug it, but cross stitch, I have to watch it. I have to watch it with the diamond painting crochet. The ergonomic hook really seems to have solved my problems with crochet though. But cross stitch, I have to watch it and change up my arm or my hand every so often, movement, take a break, all those good things. But the needle doesn't bug it as much as like the crochet hook did. If I try and stitch in hand, I have issues. But so that gets annoying because when I want to craft, I want to craft and I don't want to deal with it. But you know what they say, you hit 40 and you start falling apart, and yep, it's true. I have had a lot more health crap to deal with since I hit 40 than I would have thought, but overall I can't complain. Well, I can, but it really won't do me any good now, will it? So that kind of defeats the point of chilling. I might have gone a little crazy, and I have purchased a few diamond paintings. Now, last fall, when I started seeing these and decided I wanted to give it a try, I got 3. So I got this one, which is the first one I started because I knew I wanted it to go in my classroom. It's also the first one that came. I also got another animal one, but it was a partial drill and it looked really corny. I'm going to let my niece do it at some point. I'm sure she will love it. But it's not really what I wanted to work on. So I said, yeah, no. So then I also got A Nightmare Before Christmas one, and then here recently, after I've been doing this one and discovered that it very much gives me that zen feel I get from doing a coloring book, I decided that I was going to work on these. I can't say it's made it to my regular rotation, I do tend to pull them out somewhat frequently because, like I said, it does give that Zen feeling like when I'm coloring. It's even more Zen than cross stitch. I enjoy my cross stitch immensely, but this is more, I don't know, it allows you to just chill and recharge. Which is a good thing. I have to say it's fun to watch the picture come together, and it's faster than cross stitch. Which, when you're doing full coverage, is kind of nice because full coverage cross stitch takes a while unless you're tent stitching. And even tent stitching, it's not super fast, at least not for me, but I don't have as much stitching time as I used to. I have been spending a great deal of time in the last 2 weeks lesson planning, and it's what I probably should really be working on right now, but I don't want to. And I do have the first 2 weeks of school planned out, so I have time for lesson planning. And so this is what I chose to work on. And since a good chunk of this is just in black, I figure get this last bit of detail done and get this black done. And the black won't take me very long. So why not? So for those that want to know, I keep my beads. I went to the dollar store and I got one of these, and probably shouldn't have stuck it on the mat. I got one of these. They're just for taking your medicine, and they work great, and they're $1. And then extra beads just went in these little containers with the numbers on top. And then everything lives in a shoebox. And that's how I kind of store my stuff. It has been working out really well. And that's my email. I've been getting a decent, the work email has started. I have a lot of start of a new year, so I have to do some of my trainings. It's the same basic stuff that you have to do in the corporate world every year, so we have to do the same thing. And there's a whole list of them that have to get done. It doesn't take too long, but you do have to sit there and do it. And it's on my list, but I just haven't gotten to it. And I'm going home this weekend to go see my family before work kicks in, and I'm like, I can't talk, can't come home, busy. So, and all my nieces and nephews are going, well, the ones that live near my mom are all going back to school at the same time that I go back to work. So that will be entertaining. Some of them like it more than others, as with every other kid. If they just learn not to wait until the last minute to ask for help, we'd be doing better. But they're like every other kid, and wait until the last minute to ask for help. Like the night before their final. And that was one of my nephews last semester. And I'm like, seriously? You should know better than this. You're a little older. I didn't want to bug you. Not sure I buy that excuse. I might have bought the I forgot to call you better. But, you know, what are you going to do? Is that a B or an R? Looks like it's an R. Oh, you've moved. I've moved the thing. Sorry. I'm on a glass desk. Everything slides really easy. So I'm going to have to go out and get the clear coat because this canvas was not in great shape when I got it. And some of the beads, drills, whatever you want to call them, the sparkly bits, are having some issues. So I'm going to put some polyurethane clear coat on it and then I'm going to stretch it on a canvas or frame it on a canvas. I'm not going to stretch it. Which will hopefully do okay. Which is kind of the end goal. I want this to hold up pretty good. 7. All right. Next color is 842. Yep. So it looks like it's going to rain today, which would be, well, I'm not sure how good or bad it will be. It's been really hot here for the last few days. It was so nice. We had a nice break in the weather last week, and it was gorgeous, and it was lovely to be able to get outside and enjoy it for the first time since March. We went from cold to hot, the blink of an eye this year, and that's kind of sucky. So, yeah. Last week we were able to get outside more. This weekend, oof, it was hot. I'm hoping the upcoming weekend is not going to be quite so hot. But we'll have to wait and see. It really kind of depends. But I'm hoping it's nice because I'd like to maybe do a picnic with the kids all the nieces and nephews before they have to go back to school, and I have to go back to school. I don't get to see them as often as I used to, mostly because I'm way busier than I used to be, and they're teenagers and have their own things they want to do, or a lot of them are teenagers. Not all of them yet, thankfully. But I think I only have 2 left who aren't teenagers that live close to home. All the rest of them are teenagers. I think 3 of them are going to be in high school this year. Now, we've already had one graduate high school. I have a fairly wide range of ages for nieces and nephews. And that is my bunny moving around. She probably wants to let out of her cage, which I will do in a little bit. When I clean her cage, she gets to run around my office, which she enjoys, and the dog does not, which is kind of entertaining because the dog is basically kind of scared of the rabbit, which, is funny to watch. He gives her a wide berth. So that's always fun to watch. And right now he's napping. So, and the bunny is chewing on a towel. Silly bunny. She must think she's a goat. Because she has toys that are appropriate in there, but no, she finds things to pull into her cage to chew on. Now, the funny thing is, when she's out, she doesn't chew on anything that she's not supposed to, which is good. I do have my office bunny proofed, and she is limited to my office. At one point, my entire house was bunny proofed, but the bunny that we had at that time was very well house trained and did not go around, and we could play video games, and she wouldn't chew on the cord. She'd hop up on the couch and just chill with you. And this bunny is not that type of a bunny. She's a little more mischievous and tends to get into things she's not supposed to. So she stays confined to my office, which is fine. She's getting on in years. So she doesn't need to be hopping down the stairs and all that stuff that they like to do when I give them free range of the house. So and she doesn't bug any of my craft things, which is good. Although she has tried to nibble on my cross-stitch stand, which I have to have discussions with her about. But the one my husband made me is pine, and so she likes to try and nibble on that one. My solid oak one she doesn't mess with, but she sniffs it and then keeps going. but the pine, that's too tempting. She has a go at that one every so often, which is fine, but I don't want her. One, she shouldn't be chewing it because I'm pretty sure that's treated wood, so I try and keep her away from it. But two, I don't want her doing any structural damage. That would kind of suck. So we try and keep her away from that one, yeah, as much as we can. Alright, next color. 844. Usually there's a little bit more rhyme and reason to the way I pick my colors. I pick a corner and then I just pick the next color going, but this time I'm more or less looking for, what do I see a lot of that's not 310. I'll wait on the 310 until I have the other colors done. Just because that's a little easier. So I was hoping I could get this finished this morning so I could work on something else this afternoon. Like I said, I do really need a lesson plan at some point, but I don't really want to right now. It's not even really lesson planning. I have to create a worksheet. I have some of the work done. I just need to, I tweaked what I was doing, so I need to go back and tweak the worksheet. I also have to go back and tweak my first day PowerPoint. I have a slide that, you know, is an introduction slide and, you know, something interesting about me. And I am the crazy teacher with tons of pets. So I show off all my pets. Well, I got a new pet, so I need to add that to the slide. So I'll have to do that at some point. So, and I took a better picture of one of my other pets because I didn't like the picture I had. Or at least the one I found. I have tons of pictures of my pets, but I don't always have them readily available. It'd help if I picked up the drill. So I'm going to be doing some more of the diamond paintings for my classroom. They have chalkboard looking ones that have some beautiful inspirational, motivational type sayings, and I very much like to have that type of a feel in my classroom. I also need to go get another plant, but I'm going to wait till this weekend and do that. I need a couple more lights for my classroom. Again, I'm gonna probably do Goodwill in my hometown to get what I want. It's just a more practical way to do it. Trying to furnish a classroom. Gets a little pricey if you're not pretty careful, and so I have to, well, I did several cross stitches in June for my classroom. I have another one that I would like to do, and I may kit it up and just take it to work and leave it there for days when I need a break. Sometimes I do it at lunch. Sometimes there's just, I need a brain break. You're having a rough day, you need something to, or like open house. It's nice to have something to do if there aren't a lot of parents. Parent-teacher conferences can also be a slow night. So I'm telling you, it totally gets zinny. I forget. I'm supposed to be talking to the camera. Nope, I'm just sticking beads. Need that time to relax. I've been doing a lot of knitting. That also gives me a very, well, depending on the pattern, what I'm working on. Some of my projects are not zen. They require focus and concentration. But I love the fact that when I'm finished, I have a wearable object most of the time. And that is just pretty damned awesome. So in my new classroom, I was in there last week and it was so cold. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to end up using my shawls. It's summer and my room is cold. That does not bode well. Or at least the front of the room where, you know, I spend a lot of time. Hopefully it is fairly even, because otherwise, of course, the kids hate it when it's cold too, so. They complain, and they can't move away from the air, so, you know, I can't blame them too much. But it is what it is, and we all have to deal with it. Yep, that goes there. So, but yeah, it would help if I had a bead on there. I'm being... I actually haven't run out of beads, and it doesn't look like I'm going to. Nothing's that low. And as you can see, I'm getting close to the end. And most of what's left is black, and I have plenty of black left. Alright, I think I'm just gonna let's just adjust that a little bit. I'm just gonna take this color all the way down. Probably should have thought to do that earlier with the other one, but you know, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. So, it happens. She really... I don't know what she's doing. She's being silly. But it's the perfect time of day for her. First thing in the morning and dawn and dusk. Bunnies are most active. So when I let her out in a few minutes, she's going to do her little bunny hopping kicks and all that other good jazz. And then she probably does that for 20 minutes max, and then she goes back to her cage and flops down. Morning and night, that's what she does. Sometimes she flops down right next to the dog, which is kind of funny. Because Colin is never quite sure what to make of the rabbit invading his space, which, as far as he's concerned, is anywhere I'm at. He does not share attention well. He might be a slightly spoiled puppy. But that's okay. So, and the cat, she just goes the other direction when the rabbit's out. It's kind of funny. Tiny little mammal, prey animal, that both cats and dogs would normally harass. Yeah, no, she comes out of her cage, and the cat and the dog run away. Well, okay, the dog doesn't quite run away, but he prefers to not be at her level. They sniff each other, and then Colin is like, okay, I'm done. So it's always kind of funny. Look at all that black with some 33, what is that? The heart is, yeah, 3371 sprinkled in. Yay! That'll be a lot of fun. There we go. That should be all of that color, hopefully. All right, next color. Oh, 3861. I love that there's diamond painting on YouTube now. I've been watching some of that. And there's one of those symbols I just put up. Ha! That's defective. Go away. I cut my cable because, well, it's just too expensive for what it is. And I don't, during the school year, I definitely don't watch much TV. And in the summer, I found that I didn't watch enough to warrant the cost. So, got rid of cable TV, which means I spend a fair bit of time watching YouTube. And probably to my husband's irritation, I watch a lot of craft videos. Matter of fact, I know to my husband's irritation. He gets tired of the craft videos. Probably because they enable me to either start new crafts, oh gee, look at this one, or buy new things. Either way, he's not always thrilled. He's like, you have enough hobbies. You don't need more. Sure I do. I don't know what you're talking about. You can never have too many hobbies. 46. So, but I like to watch a fair bit of, I watch some floss tube, I watch knitting, I watch crochet, I watch diamond painting videos now. I actually like to watch tiny living stuff too. It could never happen for me just because of the amount of animals, but I do find it quite fascinating to watch. It might be kind of neat to have that lifestyle, but at the same time, I tend to like my creature comforts, and there's not enough space for my craft, so that's a huge, I don't think so. I don't need a huge house, but I need a place enough to store my craft supplies and, oh, maybe display some of my crafts. That's kind of important to me. So, as much as that's kind of cool and interesting, I'm kind of like, no. I like my crafts, and I like having a space for my craft supplies and my hobbies. I don't think I need a house bigger than what I currently have. I'd like to, not rent at some point. That'd be great. And I'd like to have one without stairs. So someday. Quit buying craft crap. Somehow I don't see that happening. Ugh. I was really hoping I could get this done in an hour. I don't think so. I was probably being a little too optimistic there, since I've been doing this for a little over 45 minutes. I got a ways to go. And by done, I mean have everything but the black and the 3371 done. I think in stages. So if I get all the little fiddly stuff done, then I can just knock out the black and the dark brown and be done quickly, because those don't take very long. It's the switching back and forth the colors and paying attention to where you're putting your colors and all that good jazz that slow you down. Same with cross stitch. Got a huge expanse of space. It goes pretty fast. Confetti. Slow. But what are you going to do? Sit back and enjoy the hobby. That's my plan. And this will look really cute in the classroom. And it is also a teaching tool. Very sneakily enough. Because it's a great example of a way to unplug that doesn't involve a phone or a computer or any other electronic. 7. Because teaching, apparently the generation needs to learn to unplug. Which is not saying much. I think since my generation, people have been having difficulty learning to unplug. My generation was the ones with the cell phones and the pagers, and they were all coming out as we were growing up. Well, okay. A cell phone wasn't really something everybody had until I was in my 20s, but So I grew up as a kid not having access to a ton of that stuff, but and now my nieces and nephews, most of them have cell phones and all that good jazz. It's kind of entertaining. Some of them have Facebook now. Which, you know, they do things on Facebook, and I'm like, really? You're gonna do that? Where everybody can see that? You think that's a good idea? And they don't think about it, because it's the way that generation is. Which can be good and bad. They have to learn to use it responsibly. But, you know, every generation has their challenges with that kind of thing. Okay. Getting there. Slow and steady. 4:15. It is. I will say, this is a 30 by 30. And definitely, I probably wouldn't go any smaller than this. I've gotten a couple smaller ones, and I got a small one because it was just kind of a ha-ha type one, and I did not want it huge. And my question is going to be, is it actually going to show up? Because it is so small. So, but, or how's it going to look detail-wise? I'm thinking I probably should have done a partial of the one that I got so small, because it probably would have ended up looking better, but I didn't, and we'll see. I'm not sure where it's going to fall in the land of what gets done next. It's a Thanksgiving one, but but yeah, it's a Thanksgiving piece, and it's super funny. And I'd like to have it done before Thanksgiving, but I want to have a lot of things done before Thanksgiving. So yeah, we'll see. See how much time I have and what's going on at that point. I have plans, but I've learned I have to be a little bit more flexible sometimes. Because, yeah, it just is what it is. Alright. Well, you can see his face now. So, but get this last owlie done. And these, I have to say, these style of videos really do help get you motivated to do stuff. which is awesome. And it's kind of nice to be able to, you know, talk to people, because I know once school starts again, I'm going to try and continue to do the videos. That is my goal. My goal is to try and achieve a better work-life balance. So that is something I'm going to be working on this year. I mean, it is difficult. There are lots of things that require me to spend time at work, and you know, I try and stay a little bit so that if somebody needs help, I'm available. And that type of thing. So but I'm trying to find a better balance. Let's see. 6:32. Because it does need to be a balance. The amount of times my husband ate because I wasn't going to be home at a reasonable hour, that's just not good for a relationship. So yeah, I'm gonna attempt for better balance this year. That's one of my goals. And there's Facebook. People are starting to wake up now. Part of the reason why I like doing this so early in the morning. So, because cross stitch, it's fun, and Stitch What's has kind of gone, well, not crazy, but everybody's having a lot of fun with it, which is what I intended. But it does make my computer make lots of sounds more frequently because there's so much going on. We've got Quidditch going on. We've got a new semester. So, got all that going on. So, and every time somebody comments or something of that nature, I get an alert, which some of those notifications will have to get turned off, otherwise they will drive me crazy at work. Because they go to my phone. I have a Garmin watch to track fitness, so it also has an alert go there, and I probably need to prioritize, and I know I need to prioritize what alerts I get, because some of them are more important for me to see than others. So that's something I'm trying to be aware of for my own sanity, if nothing else. So, what color did I just pull up? Have to check what color I pulled up. So, yeah. Yeah. It would help if I had a drill. Do 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 do. There's one. The hunting pack. It's easy enough to go back and fill in, but I try not to have to go back too many times. So this video is now an hour, so I think I'm going to stop it here, and I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video.